The National Strategic Plan Movement navigator, Nomgqibelo Mdlalose, has called for collaboration with different law enforcement officials to curb the scourge of gender-based violence in South Africa. Mdlalose was speaking during the launch of the End GBVF National Dashboard at the Anglo American Centre in Johannesburg on Wednesday. Now, the dashboard aims to track and monitor progress of GBVF as violence against women has been acknowledged as a national crisis and a second pandemic. Here's the SABC's news reporter Lerato Makola for us.
Yes, indeed. We are here at Anglo American Centre in Johannesburg, just 5 kilometers away from our office in Auckland Park at the Roots to Rise event. This is a national event that aims to tackle gender-based violence and femicide in South Africa. While women and children are abused and murdered almost each and every day in South Africa at the hands of men. And today they are launching the End Gender-Based Violence and Femicide National Dashboard. But I'm just going to bring in Nomgqibelo Mdlalose, a movement navigator, to tell us more about this dashboard. Thank you so much for your time. Can you please tell us that you're launching the End Gender-Based Violence National Dashboard today? What measures have been taken to ensure that the data is reliable, timely and accessible?
Okay, so this is a dashboard that, thank you everyone, sorry. This is the dashboard that captures information on our interventions to end gender-based violence and femicide. So most of the information in terms of what we've been doing and all that is sitting in different places. So it's information that's already there, but it's sitting in different places. So it's really public information, but we've created a platform where it is now available in one platform, and you can be able to look at it in different matrices and be able to read it, because it begins to tell a story when it looks in as a map, and it tells you a different story when it is a table. So it's basically information that is publicly available at this point.
Okay. Yeah. And as South Africans, we mainly know the 16 days campaigns. How you're working with different teams? You've mentioned that you're working with municipalities, courts. How are other departments going to access this dashboard? And your colleague earlier mentioned that you're struggling with data when it comes to accessing other departments.
Yes, yeah. So basically, this data has to come from all the departments that are involved in gender-based violence and femicide. But as you know, most of the time we're very comfortable working on our own in our own spaces, so it's not easy for people to just release data as easily as possible. But we're working with them, and the minister was here to encourage everyone to be able to ensure that the data is there, because it's actually going to help them also to ensure that whoever wants to know what they're doing, then there's that transparency and people can be able to see that information. So we are continuing to work with different departments, and I am hopeful that as we work with Pillar 6 and the Department of Planning and Monitoring, we'll be able to get more departments contributing to the data and also using it, because it's a decision-making tool. You know, it helps you to see things from different perspectives, to see the gaps, and so it's just not them giving making information available, but it's putting it in a way that it'll help them to make wise decisions.
Okay, and in Parliament last week, it was revealed that there's a current backlog cases of 140,000 DNA cases nationwide. And this is delaying justice for survivors of rape or gender-based violence. So how will this program assist?
Okay, so the 100 Days Challenge program, we really tackle issues as they are, and we use the teams inside. So what we do in Seshego, they had a problem with DNA backlog and all that. So the teams brought the police together, the courts and everyone, and they sat together, and in that way they realized that most of the time this backlog is because there's no back and forth information to indicate what the problems are. So they started a process of communicating and all that, and now in 100 days those 22 cases that were backlogged have been addressed. So we're happy to support the process through the 100 Days Challenges, and we really would like now to see the police coming in as part of the process, because the courts have really come in a good way, and we really encourage the police to come through so that we can also work hand in hand with them.
And how do you see the fight against gender-based violence evolving in the next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, Look, I think we've been sitting with this problem for a long while, and we have been what can I say? We have normalized it because, we thought if I talk, there'll be, people will think all these many things about me. But what we're beginning to see with the 100 days challenges, when our teams go in there, they support families to understand that, look, it's something that happens, but there's a way to deal with it. There's justice, we're improving the courts and all that, and people will start reporting. And the more they report and the more the wheels of justice take their course, then that becomes a deterrent in itself. So I'm really hoping that as we scale, we will get more support from everyone, so that everyone understands that GBV is just not something that we need to tolerate in South Africa. And we get to that tipping point, we'll begin to see the numbers going down. And I believe in 5 years, going this way, we'll get there.